Hello and welcome to News Band. And my name is Lydia. It's good to have you on the other side listening and watching News Band. Okay, so like we always do, we promise to inform you, educate you, and of course, entertain you. Well, today we've got another program just for you and your listening pleasure. And of course, it's loaded with lots of information for you. On today's program, we are having a guest who's an authority in parenting, and the program for today is Parenting the Right Way. And in Parenting the Right Way, we'll be looking at the negative effects of bad parenting in our society. And to do justice to this conversation today, we've got Mrs. Ejim Ijoma Juliet. Mrs. Ejim, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you too. Okay, so just before we go into the nitty-gritty of parenting and its effect on our society, educate our audience. What is parenting?
All right, thank you very much. My name is Ujoma Ejim. I'm a parenting coach. And you already know that parenting in normal form is a nurture for the growth of a child, physical and mental development. But I love going by this definition, which is my own definition, and that is parenting is an act of training a child to help him or her cope with the system of life and create a better society for all of us. It is also a way of raising responsible leaders for the society. So that is my definition of parenting.
Okay, so you did mention that parenting can affect our society. In what ways can parenting affect our society?
Okay. First of all, I will start by saying that this system of life that we are is no longer as it used to be in the olden days. Everything has changed. That was why I said that parenting is the act of raising a child to help him or her cope with this system of life. Now, if you watch it, you will see that society has gone off track, that if parents do not do what they're supposed to do, believe me, each and every one of us will not benefit anything good from this world that we are. And now we are the one to fix the system of life, this system that we are now. And then in a way, I would say that for us to help the society, or for us to build a good society rather, one thing that we should have in mind on is how to raise a child, which number one I would say, okay, let's use killing for instance. Look at what is happening in our days. Look at what is happening all around us and the society. Look at the internet, a lot is going on. Now we'll say bad parenting is one thing that is causing this. Because if you as a mother can hold your child properly, trust me, there's no need for this child to be on the street, joining the street boys or the street girls or do whatever it is that they're not supposed to do. So that's number one thing. And number two, let me look at the word hawking. Each time I'm walking on the road, I always watch kids hawking. And one thing that parents don't know that sending a child on a street, a child that is less than 18, less than 17, a very little child that should be in school, even 7 years, they will send the child to hawk while others are probably in the classroom. Now, what do you expect this child to become in the future? This is affecting our society. And every day by day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to Sunday, they are hawking. They're definitely going to live that life of street life. Definitely that's what they will live. And whatever they will display is coming from the street. So this is one of the things that affect society, which is a sign of bad parenting.
Okay, you've mentioned bad parenting as affecting the society. What then is bad parenting?
Bad parenting is the inability for a parent to raise a child in a responsible way. Bad parenting is also the inability for a parent to raise a godly child. And there are other signs of bad parenting, which the words we use on our children, like negative words, calling them names that doesn't suit them. Those are bad parenting. Another sign of bad parenting is, okay, I think that's that. The inability for the parents to raise a child responsibly.
Okay, you did mention words affecting the children, using negative words. How does this words affect the children? What are the effects of the word?
Thank you very much for this excellent question. Let me use myself as an example. When I was much younger, let me just say that I didn't really grow up with my parents. So for whatever reason, I can't tell. But when a child gets to the age of 14, 12, and you find out that, okay, these are not my parents, what I used to do was then come for holiday and I'll go where I used to stay, which was my father's sister, my aunt's place. Now, with so much maltreatment, it affected me. So much negative words, it affected me. I used to be a child that can talk lively. Like, if anything happened, I will tell you this is what happened, and which is the truth. But when I was growing up, even till now, I cannot stay on my own. When I was growing up, it was like always this kind of, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. So it affected me so much that I come to be so secretive.
Are you there?
That's number one. That happens, I will tell you. I don't just feel like saying because now I'll be scared of what you might say. I'll be scared of what
So in essence, if I get you correctly,
might
you
happen. And then
can make a child to be secretive and not to speak up.
thank you, secretive. Another one is loss of self-esteem. I needed to work on myself when it comes to that. I needed to work so hard. I lost that self-esteem because
Are you there? Mrs. Ejim, can you hear me? I'm thinking her network is acting up, but if you're just joining us, this is News Band, and I'm saying welcome to today's program, which is parenting.
Children need this love. Give them some kind of confidence.
Go ahead, please.
Even when he or she goes out, he won't be that confident to speak or to mingle with other children.
Are you there? Can you hear me? Mrs. Ejim, are you there? Oh, I think the network did throw her off. Welcome back. Can you hear me, Mrs. Ejim? Ijama, can you hear me? Her network seems not to be really friendly at this point.
I can hear you now.
Right. Okay. So go ahead, please.
Okay, number one, secretive. Number two, loss of confidence. Number three, loss of self-esteem. So I would love to say that in this world that we are, if we want your child to go extra mile successfully and responsibly, that child should be trained in love. This love has a way of putting self-confidence and self-esteem in children. Because I am a witness, or let me say, I'm a victim of that. So I know how it feels. When I grew up, I had to really work on myself. And trust me, it's not an easy thing. Yeah.
Okay. So if I get you at this point, you got into parenting, or you became a parenting coach because you have an experience that you needed to share to people and to make a difference?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so let's look at the next point of call, which is effective parenting still. But what does it take to be effective in parenting?
Okay. To be effective in this parenting, number one, we have to look at our parents first of all. Our parents need to be educated in this. There's so much that they need to know. Look at what is going on. The technology now is doing so much damage. So some of these parents that might think, okay, the technology is just about our kids learning through television and through the phones or laptop or whatever. These parents need education. They need people to talk to them. These parents need to understand the children. These parents need to know that the method of tuning a child in all days is not the same method you can use now. Like you can use it now because children now are internet children. Let me use the word internet children. So number one is education. And then number two, parents needs this, I don't know how to use the word, support. Frustration is affecting some of our parents. Poverty is affecting them. When parents are frustrated, especially those that don't have enough money, they're not even thinking of how to raise a child well. They're just thinking on how to eat 3 times in a day. Frustration is just killing them. So it would be nice for those that knows the way to lead those that doesn't know the way. Parents need support, they need education, they need help. In every way they can be helped. If it's financially, if it's maturity, because frustration is one thing I could remember that I know of a mother that had like 5 kids. She gave all of them away. Why did she give them away? Say she can't cope with them. I mean, you're not going to ask her, why do you give birth to 5 kids? But she said that she cannot cope with 5 children, the food to eat, and a lot of things. You can't buy clothes, you can't eat well, they're not well dressed. If care is not taken, trust me, those kids cannot make it in life. They can't make it in life. And
Oh,
then there should be a way that we can approach the parent to speak up wherever you're getting it hard. Talk to someone. People are willing to help. Just that a lot of people don't want to share their personal issue, because of gossip or whatever it is. What would they say about my family? Fear is in these parents. Fear is affecting them. They can't open up. I mean, we already know that some of them that end up killing their children. Why? Frustration. They are frustrated. They don't mean to, but that frustration is there. They're tired of the
you did.
situation they find themselves.
What
Poverty.
exactly causes this frustration that will affect parents in doing the jobs as parents?
I didn't get you.
What exactly could cause this frustration that will affect a parent or parents in doing the job of parenting?
Okay. Number one is lack of money. Truth be told, if we all have money in this world, even though the Bible said the poor you will have among you, but let's assume 90% of people in the world have money. I don't think we will have any issues because you will always provide what your child needs. If your child has to go to school, you have to go to a better school. Okay, a mother that doesn't have money, sending a child to a school and the child goes spoiled. At the end of the day, probably the child will come back with unwanted pregnancy. Lack of money can cause this. I mean, if she had the money, she she can send the student to a better school. But better still, there are other personal coaches she can always put in place to make sure that this child is being guided. So number one thing here, lack of money, is really, really affecting our society. It's affecting us. If we have money, we can't want anything. We have it all.
So money, if I get you correctly, is one of the challenges that causes a frustration, which in turn affects parents in doing the jobs as parents. Okay, so how do you identify a good parent?
How do you what?
Identify a good parent.
Good parents or a good parent. Okay. How to identify a good parent?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're working on the way, let me give you an example. You are working with your child. Probably your child did something wrong. I say when you talk to the child, you don't humiliate the child in public. Like, I hate that humiliation of a thing. If I do something, you don't scream and shout everywhere in the public. Using good words, positive words on the children. When your child does something wrong, call the child. And again, comparing a child to another child is very killing, is bad, very, very bad. A child did something wrong and you're like, look at that child A. Child A can never do such a thing like this. Why are you like this? Can't you be better than? No, comparing a child to another child is not going to correct the child. And then it's also necessary, learn to sit one-on-one. You call your child, okay, you went to school today. What happened in school? The child should be able to say what has gone wrong, what has gone bad. That's where closeness comes in. Be closer to your child. Find out every information you need to find out. If your child is watching television, you need to monitor. Do not leave them to themselves because they can't take care of themselves. Even at teenage age, they can't. They can't take care of themselves. Monitor what they watch, monitor their friends. I mean, once in a while, they say, I want to go and see my friend. It's not bad you go with them. Maybe they will say, oh, you're stalking me. I don't like that. I want to go alone. That's not a problem. But once in a while, just, make it friendly, fun. Probably you're going out. I would like to go with you to see your friend. When you're done, you come back together. So that's it.
You did mention comparing your child with another child. Now, I've seen situations where parents compare their children in a bid to best in them or make them see reasons why they should emulate their friends or whomever it is that the parent is comparing them with. Now, you have said comparing your child is not good. Please throw more light on
Yeah.
that.
Okay. When I do something wrong as a child, as a good mother, a loving mother, you should tell me, come, this is not the way. This is wrong. This is how you will do this next time. But now, I've done something wrong, and I'm using one of my classmates or one of my friends, comparing him or her to myself. I'll feel less important. I'll feel, well, maybe I'm not really that much important, because that's the way some parent does it. Like those that are parenting their kids badly, there's a way they will say it, the kind of words you will use, you will feel so bad. I experienced that. I experienced so much of that comparison, and I was beginning to feel, is it that I'm not useful? Is it that I'm not important? Is that making me, I don't want to go close to anyone, like everyone should stay on their own. I do not want. And that can make your child be stubborn. I mean, if me happen to be a child, you always compare me to one of my friend, it means that one is more important than me. Well, I will live my life the way I want. If I do anything, you want to talk to me, I can grow stubborn and like, I don't want to listen to you. Well, after all, you see, compare me to the person you like the most. It's very heartbreaking. It can make a child lose that self-esteem. I mean, a responsible child, a child that is quite sensible, will start using the word of probably he or she is not important. Maybe the mother doesn't like him or her. Permit me to say this word. When I was still in secondary school, a teenager, I should tell my friends that my mother is not really my mother because she disciplined me so much. I began to say, no, 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 no. I have to ask my father, who really is my mother? I wasn't the only child though, but she disciplined me the most. And I happened to be the only one that lived far away from them. I would tell my friend, she's not my mother. I'm going to find out who my mother really is. Any little thing, she already with a cane. She will say this, she will say that. And she can compare for Africa. She can compare. Oh, that word, I didn't like it at all. I
So
didn't like it. But trust me, even now that I've grown up, I'm more matured now. Sorry?
isn't the beatings and the flogging supposed to mold a child?
Yeah, the vlogging is also good, in a way. But do you know that sometimes I don't even flog? Because when I was staying without my aunt, she hardly flogged me. What she does was, if she can pick up something like a torch or stick, whatever it is she's around, that's what she will hit me. The last accident I remember, I felt sick. I had to say, I'm no longer coming back here. She wanted to meet me, and then she was hitting my head on the table. That was like as early as 6 a.m. Let me brief you a little of what I did. Then you will understand that some parents are really, really bad. We went for a night vigil. Our mother then, when they want to keep money in their wrapper, they tie it at the edge. So she tied like 60 naira, which was like 20 naira, 3. And so there was so much cold. They were pouring a lot of holy water. I was catching cold. I had to collect the wrapper and cover myself. Then when it was time for offering, I couldn't find the money. She said I should go and look for the money. I was walking around looking for them. And I was a small girl, less than 14 years, I'm telling you. I was looking for the money. I couldn't find the money. I came and told her I couldn't find the money. She said, go and look for it. I was looking for that money. She left me and went home. In fact, I was there, the church closed. She left me and went home. Then when I got home, I told her I couldn't find it. Got home should be around that 1, 2, that midnight. I told her I couldn't find the money. She said early morning I should go and look for it. She woke me up as early as 5. So yeah, go and look for the money. And trust me, going to that church is, you have to follow bush area. As a smart child, when I'm going, I'll be singing praises to God so that Holy Ghost will protect me. I was very scared of kidnapping then, very scared. So I got to church, I couldn't find it. I went to meet Cat Kings that say, look at what happened. Then she brought 15 naira antenna to give me. I said, no, it's 20 naira 3. That was she will collect because she knows her money. If you give me 15 naira antenna, she might say I stole it. And she said there's nothing he can do. We went to look for where to buy something to get that change, nothing. When I got home, you need to see beating. I got home around 6. You need to see beating. She was hitting my head on the table, hitting whatever she saw. And I first think that day, lucky for me, my father came to visit me. I said, Father, I'm going with you today. I'm not more staying here. So beating is good, but now it depends on how do you beat the child. What if the child dies or faints? What are you going to say? Beating is also good. The words we use will determine whether we are correcting the child or we are displaying hatred upon the child. So that's it.
Okay, so there are some parents who say that this child, like you meet a parent who's beating the child and you try to rescue the child, and the parent says, no, allow me deal with this child. This child is really stubborn. Are there children that are generally difficult to parent?
I need to get that question straight, please.
children, are there children that are really difficult? Like this one is just difficult. This child is just difficult. No matter how
Yeah.
this child is
Mhm.
difficult. Are there children?
Yes, yes, yes.
What would be your advice to parents with such children?
There are kids that are very difficult because every child can grow up in the same way. Every child can be brought up with the same hand or the same way. There are kids that if you scream at them, you got it wrong. There are kids that if you call them, gently talk senses into their head, you've gotten it. So everyone has a way of growing up, or there are different ways kids are being raised. Okay. Me, for instance, if you scream at me, I won't say a word. I'm just quiet. So you can say anything you want to say. I will just be there. I won't say a word. But if you call me, Jama, come. This is not how you should do. That's when I will hug you. That's when I will say I'm sorry. That's when I will start crying. Then I will start feeling, oh, I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry, this and that. I want to feel that pain. Oh, why should I do this thing? But if you scream, no. So parents, these are something that parents should understand. The parents should know, okay, this particular child, each time I scream or beat, he loses it. And then this one, if you don't shout or scream, he's not always behaving well. I know of a child, the last place I did housework before, and this woman has 4 children. The first daughter is the only one I can pay so much attention to. I can pay 100% that other ones, what I give them instruction, look, stay here, don't do this, don't do that. You see that particular one, you have to follow up. But if you say, see, she's it, just turn, she's out. Even if I'm going to get something, so you follow me, we are going together. Why? I have sat down to observe that she's different, very, very different. At your point, I have to tell the mother, you need to take it easy on this girl. If you're always this hot, you might lose it. And before I got that, I can I can talk from morning to night, trying to coach them, trying to talk, trying to say this. I'll be praying, say, God, please help me. Then I told myself, anyways. So, and this is a girl, not even a boy. This child happens to be someone that you can't leave her to her own. If you leave her on her own, she's those kind of child that can go with the guy anywhere they want to go. She's very different. Let me just use the word. When I entered that house, I first heard lying tongues from her among all the siblings. She's just 7, no. This is just 7 years. Lying tongues.
Talking about lying tongues, at what point do children start lying, and what could possibly make a child start lying? Are you
I
there?
was
Can you?
shocked. I had to tell the mother, look, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me say from 5, 6. As far as they're able to identify things, they can tell, they can talk, they can complain, they can recognize, they can now feel, okay, I know better, or I know for myself. They can still start lying. And one that can make a child lie is fear. If you threaten a child so much, whatever area, the child starts developing that fear. Now, when he or she does something, we say, no, I'm not the one that did it. At a point, he has to even say the other person did it, because this is what the girl was doing. It was becoming so much. We didn't know what to do. So I told the mother, see, he can find a way to tell the teachers to help you watch over this girl. She's so small, so she don't just go off track. So sometimes fear can make them lie. And again, when you tend to give them so much of what they want. Today I want this, tomorrow I want that, tomorrow you are giving them and giving them, you think, okay, this is it. They will start stealing once they don't get that. And if they steal, they're not going to tell you they stole something. They will lie about it. They need to defend themselves in every way possible. They will lie. So fear and so much of wanting, greed, fear and greed can make a child actually lie.
Okay, so oftentimes it is said that children learn from the parents. How
Yeah,
true is the child can learn from his or her parent what they do and pick up with it?
it's true a child can learn from his or her parents. If I'm a child and I see my mother always crossing leg, watching television from morning to night, I'll do the same. If I see my mother always smoking outside and drinking, I'll grow to do the same. If I see my mother always yelling and shouting everywhere on the street, I'll do the same because I will not think that is the way. And then if I happen to do something wrong and she come to defend me that why would they touch me? Why would they shout at me? I will have the confidence that, oh, I'm right. These kids don't even know what they're doing. We are going to put them right. They don't. Whatever you do, I've seen a child of two years, yes, 2 years, could pray in Igbo language. 2 years. The last place I worked, 2 years. This boy could pray. Why? Every night we pray. Every night. And then when they stand up, I command everyone, kneel down. We're all kneeling down till we're done with this prayer. And they will have to kneel. Now, when we say time to pray, he kneels. When it's his turn, he's praying. This is one thing that parents have been doing over the years. Now it becomes a culture. Or whatever you do, your child will do because the child will think this is the best way to go about it. What I see my mother do is what I would do. If my mother is always cooking and putting so much salt in the food, that's the same thing I would do. I said, that is it. Because if I keep eating so much salt from my tender age till now, that's what I will keep doing. I believe that's how to go about it. If my mother doesn't cook, definitely I'm not even going to learn how to cook. So it's possible for children to do what they see the mother or father do, and it's easier for them to do what you did than what you say. They hardly hear that word, like saying something, do this or don't do that. But once you do, they will do. That is the fastest way of training them.
Okay, so you did mention that some parents give their children whatever they want, whatever they ask for. Now, I'll ask, should parents deprive their children of whatever they ask for? And why should I?
Okay, no, you are not to deprive them from whatever they want or what they ask for. Now, 90% of a child's, let me say 80% of a child's need should be met. And then 20% of a child's want should be met. Because most parents, because of I want, we want to please your child, make him or her happy and comfortable. You just give. I want a tablet or a take. Can you subscribe for me? You do that. I want to watch Spider-Man. Okay, go ahead. I want to go meet my friend. I will come back around 10 p.m. Okay, go ahead. No, it shouldn't be that way. It should be, if you're going to meet your friend, you shouldn't come back by that time. Meet your friend. This is the time I'm giving you. Come back once it's 6 or once it's 5 p.m. I want to see you at home because you have other things to do in the house. Now, if before you do anything, question that is important for every child to ask, no, for every parent to ask themselves is, what is the need of what I'm doing? This thing I'm doing, is it necessary? Because not everything is necessary, no matter how important they are. Not everything is quite urgent, no matter how necessary or important they are. But there's something that is important, necessary, and very urgent has to be there. Oh, that's it. That's it.
Okay. So you've mentioned so much about parenting and child upbringing. Just saying.
Mm.
Now, how can a parent improve or be a better parent to bring about a positive influence on the children and also improve our society?
Okay. Number one is understanding. If you understand your child and the kind of child you have, you know how to raise that child. And two is patience. You need to be very, very patient with children. Opposite where I work, there's this lady, she has a salon, and the baby is just 8 months. I will sit in my place and I'm looking across. I'm like, I'll give her a sign, calm down, calm down, calm. Okay, the child is always cranky, the child always cries, always screaming. I told her, you have to be patient. You should know this is the kind of child you have. Ever since I met you, this your baby have been like this. This is who he is. How old is the baby? 8 months. He doesn't know anything. Maybe he's hungry. He can't say it. He had to express it through crying. Maybe he needed to change the diaper. He can't say it. Maybe the clothes probably sweat and is so itchy. He can't say it. Okay, you're always backing the baby. But the baby wants some free atmosphere. He can't say it. And you are screaming and you're shouting. And she told me, do you know that before she used to throw the baby on the bed? I said, interesting. Are you for real? Say no, you can't continue like that. You need to be patient. The best way to do this, if you think you're losing it, call someone, please hold the baby for me. You just one of these days, the car was small. I have to go there and say, can I have the baby? I collected the baby from her and changed the atmosphere. And he was lively. He was playing. He was laughing and making some joyous noise. So patience is needed. Understanding is needed. If we do not have this understanding, we don't even know what to do or talk more of how patient you're going to be in doing what you want to do. So that is it. Patient understanding is needed.
Patience and understanding is needed to improve and be a better parent, bring about positive influence to the children and improve the society. Just before we take our last question, what are some of the
Mm.
negatives or the negative impact that bad parenting has posed to our society?
Number one, street fighting. Fighting is everywhere. And I can tell you, I have seen parents pushing their kids to the street where you have to tell the child, if somebody beat you, you beat him back. Why will you come back and be crying? Are you a this? Are you a that? You fight. Now, tomorrow, when the child goes to fight, carry weapon, what are you going to do? When we say, oh, my child this, my child that, you push the child to the street. So now it all depends how you spoke to the child. Maybe you have said something very wrong. You've used a bad word on the child. And child will feel so bad. Say, oh, because of this person, I was insulted today. So tomorrow I'm going to show him that is it because I've been keeping quiet? Does he think I'm not strong enough? Tomorrow he's going to fight. If he sees where fighting is going on, he wants to join because now there's a support from the parents. A child comes back and say, somebody beat me. First, what did he do? Why? Who was that? If your child was at fault, you know what to do. Speak to him, correct him. If not, I believe there's a way you can try meet the child. Why did you beat my child? What happened? What did not happen? If the child refuses to talk to you, I mean, you can find who the parent is. There's always a way to everything. Even though the mother is in Abuja, I mean, there's a place the child sleeps. Than telling the child, if anybody beats you, beat the person back. You see some parents looking at their children fighting, they won't say anything. They will say, I trust my child. He can fight. That one, they will never cry and come back. That is it. And the another one is for girls, child girl, unwanted pregnancy. When I look at some of these young girls, these teenagers coming home with pregnancy unwanted, I ask myself, this child is still small. Doesn't even know about parenting. How in the world is she going to bring up this child in God's way? Because tomorrow the child will grow up just like her. I have one close to my workplace, a girl of 28. Yeah, she has a boy that is 4 years. I saw how the child is going, exactly like the mother. She's not going well. The child is not going well at all. When you see girls, little girls bringing in unwanted pregnancy tomorrow, you don't have money to train the child, this is happening, frustration, all of that. This is why some of them end up killing the children or abandoning the babies and run away, or probably going into runs, because like this what they say, use what you have and get what you want, which is ladies' quote these days. They'll tell you are beautiful. Why can't you just go meet a guy, do this or do that? You see these little girls, it's so painful when I see little children not even wearing clothes to cover themselves. What on earth would the parents expect in return? When your child goes out, we just stop. I mean, I don't know whether they wear anything underneath, but all I can see is the top. That can't cover the laps. What if there's some gangs over there waiting someday to take advantage of her or whatever it is? Nobody knows what the plan is. Or kidnap her. What is going to be the response to the parents? Would they say, oh, society is bad? No. Parents are making the society bad. What about stealing? This bad parenting is one thing that can also make a child learn to steal. Funny enough, if there's something a child needs and is not provided, the child may end up stealing it. And now look at what's going on the internet. Any little thing, they kill someone that steal. Any little thing, they kill someone that steal. One mother is crying that the child is dead. Another one is crying that the child is one killing. The internet, you need to see what is going on the internet. It's not really pleasing at all. It's not pleasing. And then one last thing is hawking. You see this hawking, I mentioned it before, this hawking can make a child live a street life. Some parents don't understand it. Yes, when I was that much younger, I was still with my own. My hawk was different. My own is I have to go to school. When I come back from school, I walk in the market. And then when it's time to close, we all go home.
Going to hawk because they feel the child should support to meet.
It's true that the child should support, but I don't really think there's need for a little child to. How old is this child that really want to support, and how much is this child going to support? I keep wondering. Others are in school. I bet the best support should be going to learn trading or something, handwork. Because by the time you okay, maybe you know enough money to go to school and all of that. By the time your mates are done with school in 6 years, you are done with your training in next 2 years, and now you are working. You're a professional in what you do. Maybe in tailor, building, art, whatever it is, or in trading. The 6 years your mates are coming out. Talking of going to university, trying to get admission, you are working. Trading, learning handwork should be better than that hawking. How much are they hawking? How much are they bringing? How much is it? So that's it for now. That's it.
Generally, the child is supposed to be supported by the parents. The child is supposed to be taken care of by the parents and not the way around. A child is supposed to be in school, not on the streets. We've talked about parenting, how it affects a society, and of course, the negative side of it to our society. Now, what advice can you give to intending parents? And
okay.
Okay, maybe we should
Number
take
one thing.
intending parents first before we move over to the parent who are parents already?
Who are parents?
Your advice to intending parents, those who will be parents soon.
Okay. My advice is for every parent or yet to be parent should put in mind to raise a child that is responsible, godly, successful, satisfied, and happy. Because this society now that we are trying to organize, we want to have a society that is free of chaos and not the one that is governed by fear, of which we know fear and chaos is everywhere. And now we want to have a society with love and peace and safety, a place that communication with different tongues and tribe is void of prejudice. Parents should look at the child's future and then provide the needs. Like I said, 80% of a child needs to be provided. Let's not forget that if you see another person's child going astray and you say nothing about it, your child is likely to meet that person in the future. You don't know the kind of influence he or she will bring. So you looking at your child, okay, we need good leaders. Let it not be tomorrow that will say, oh, bad leader, bad leader. No, it's not bad leaders. It's bad parenting. Raise a child very well. Bring a child in a godly way. The Bible said, train up a child in the way that he should grow. I have meditated on this scripture a long time, and I didn't see where the Bible said, train a child very well so that he will go very well. I've never depart very well. No. Train him up in the way that he should go. How you train that child is how he will go. So if you train the child badly, he will go badly. If you train the child goodly, he will go goodly. Train up a child in the way he should go. Wisdom is profitable. The Lord has played before us life and death. He advised us to choose life. Now he's going to tell you, look at the way, look at not the way, make your choice. So it's up to us to look for wisdom, find wisdom, and know what is good for our children. That thing that will benefit them. The kind of school they go to. If you think the class or the school is not helping, change it. It's not a crime. If you think the friends are bad influences, stop him or her from moving with them. Funny enough, I'm not that kind of person that I keep friends. From when I was in school, they know me as one person friend. I'm always on my own. If I'm not my own, I'm better with my class teacher, discussing one or two things. Crowd will never meet me there. Even as old as I am today, if I'm sitting here now and I see like 5 people gather and I talk about something, I'll just stand up, provided I will not contribute. If it had nothing to do with me saying anything, I'll just get up and I'm off. I have trained myself. The Lord has helped me train myself. So we have to train the kids, make them understand the way of the Lord. That's number one thing. If you don't train a child in the way of the Lord, now how will he know the good or the bad? How? How will a child go to school and wearing bomb short? I think it's normal. It's not. How will a child, I don't know. Parents should know if I do this, is good or is bad. Do the right thing. Let's train up a child in the way that is good. That's all I can say. Let's raise our kids properly. So if we know that giving this child this thing is not going to help, we better stop it. No matter how this child going to cry and cry and cry, you've already seen it. This will not help. I won't give you, please. I'm sorry, I will not give you because it's of no use. And then for this parent, if they think they need support, let them speak up. Speak up. You will find help definitely. Just like some of us are not speaking up because we are fear of gossips. Speak up. We'll find help. That's it.
Okay. So in summary, you have been able to tell us that we should be parents with our children. Parents should be patient and understand your child. That
Yeah.
would help you through a better child, for a better society. Thank you very
Hmm.
much for the insight that you've given us today on the program. And of course, if you just in they said you're asking what's happening. This is Newsband, and today we did talk about the negative impact or effect of bad parenting on our society. And talking about
Hmm.
parenting, we had Mrs. Ijoma Juliet, who's been talking about the parenting and its effect on society. And of course, we'll come back again tomorrow. And the parenting and discourse around parenting will be on your screen next week, same time. I'll say thank you very much, Ijoma, for coming around.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, on
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, we're there. On YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That's the only way that you get notified when we come up here with all this information that we've got just for you. Do not forget, follow us on Instagram and also on Facebook. Until I come your way again, I am still Lydia, saying have yourselves a pleasant night rest. Bye.
Bye.